Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk to you about some fall 2024 trends that I believe you can find those things at the thrift stores. The thrift stores and your local communities really use the monies that you pay for the items to support the community. So I'm always happy to assist with that. Yeah, fall 2024 and how we can utilize the thrift stores to be more current with some of the trends that are really happening in fashion for this fall. A number of the things that you see on the runways or in the stores are things that you can currently find in the thrift store, because fashion is very cyclical. It comes in, it comes out, it comes in, it comes out. And because of that, a lot of the items that you personally might really like are already at the thrift store because it was paid probably 5, 6, 7, 80s, like 80s wear is really, or 80s to 2000 is really popular right now. So that'll be something that you can most definitely find in the thrift stores. Like the trend a while back was the oversized blazers. You could definitely find an oversized blazer in the thrift store. So those are ways in which you can utilize the thrift store to really help you with your fall 2024 trends, where you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you don't have to buy fast fashion, which is full of like old, horrible fibers, when you can actually get things that were built, that were made back in the 80s and the 2000s, but they were much better materials. The way things were made in the 70s and 80s were a little bit better than what they're being made in today. So we'll look at some of my notes that I have. So preparation is key. So really write down some of those things. You look in your wardrobe and see what you feel based on fall 2024, what you feel like you're lacking. Some things like if you don't have an oversized sweater, and that's maybe something that you want to purchase, but you don't want to buy a polyester filled or plastic filled sweater at like any of the fast fashions. So you can definitely find an oversized sweater at a thrift store that may be made of cashmere, wool, any of the cottons, or just something like that. So you want to have a plan. So stay kind of focused when you go in, because it can be overwhelming because there's so many patterns, so many colors. A good thrift store will have it all the same palette, all the same colors together. You can't be certain that every thrift store will have that type of display, how it looks, right? And then you want to research the trends. Like, that like the oversized jackets are in, the wide leg pants are in, the pointy-toed shoes, the color of Merlot and this mossy green. Those are the colors that are in right now. So you want to utilize those things that you have, and then when you go to the thrift store, it's precisely what you're looking for. Timing matters. Like, what are the best days to go to a thrift store? There's some days that that are better than others. You might want to find out at your local thrift store, like, when do they restock? When do they have sales? Like, there's lots of places like the Goodwill might have a green tag or this tag, or there might be a percentage off for this day and that day. So you can kind of utilize that kind of way to kind of help you go in, have a plan, research the trend and the timing of when they put their items up. So you might want to look at those. And it's seasonal as well, because they don't have summer stuff in the fall, so it all matters. So when you go in and you're looking for a chunky sweater, maybe go earlier in the day, because you don't want things to be picked over. And I always say, wear your gloves, wash your stuff when you get it home. Even when if you have to try on stuff at the thrift store, wear something that's really close to your body, that fits to your body, I like wearing a cotton, just like a turtleneck and some cotton stretchy, like leggings, and that's really it. And then So when you try it on stuff, you can really see how it might fit you. But you know, you just don't want to be trying that stuff on your skin. I don't. I like to wash my stuff or sanitize it better, because you know, creepy crawlies are everywhere, even you know the name brand stores are as well. So so timing matters. Seasonal timing. Seasonal is very important. Like I said, they don't have summer stuff in the fall, so you want to, you know, think about that. And you have to be open-minded, because there's some things that you see that there's the bones there, and maybe it might require like a tweak or something. It might require changing the buttons. It's easy to change a button. You can just try it for yourself. But you kind of like, you want to think outside of what you normally would think, right? You want to be open, because sometimes you can repurpose something, and or upcycle something to like if you think that this is a very good jacket, but you just don't like the buttons that it has, or if it's like a decal or something like that, you can definitely change some of those things. Or you maybe say, oh my God, this is the perfect jacket, but I don't like the color. You can always dye it. I mean, it's hard to go from a lighter color, from a darker color to a lighter color, but it's easy to go from something that's like a lighter color to a darker color. So you can definitely dye some items and just repurpose it and make it your own. So that's a good way to do that as well. Look beyond the size. So sometimes you might find something and it comes in super large, but if it's something that you can go to a tailor and get it tailored, mind you, this is probably something that it's lasted through 20, 30, 40 years. It's going to last even further, especially if you take it to a tailor and have them, like, you know, like repurpose it into how it'll fit you and your body type. That's, I mean, finding a jacket that maybe a little big, but you can still have it tweaked, and you've got a brand new jacket. Oh my gosh, that is a winner. That I always look for quality in my stuff. I look for if it's 100% wool, if it's 100% cashmere. I found a cashmere jacket. Actually, my sister found it. I mean, just stunning. I found another jacket with a red interior, just beautiful. So those are the things that it's really hard to find out in, you know, in the stores, unless you're going very, very high end and you're paying, you know, thousands of dollars for a specific item. But you can find these pieces at the thrift store because someone does not see the value in something that they previously owned, or someone who may have passed away and they just wanted to get rid of a lot of things. Estate sales are another way in which you can find some current trends, because a lot of people they just don't want to have to deal with that. They just want to get rid of stuff, and sometimes there's value within those things, whether it be jewelry, you know, artwork, furniture. So there's, you know, estate sales are really great at that, and also so are the Goodwills, you know, or the thrift stores. But make sure when you buy those things, and I'm telling you things that you probably already know, but just clean them. Nothing but a little warm rag or something with some soapy water to just clean some of those things. Even if you're buying like a wooden like desk or something, clean them. Even though the Goodwill, I don't know if they clean them or not, but I do. So check for quality and make sure that the quality, like the things line up. There aren't a lot of like threads that are being you know, like pulled out of your sweaters, or that your hem of the pants that you may have looked at has, and especially if they're like itchy woolly pants, whether they're like merino wool or that itchy kind of wool, kind of, I don't know, trying to think of that fiber, but if they're a natural fiber, and some of them are like really scratchy and itchy, make sure that they have a lining in it. And you can always get a lining put in pants if they're really itchy for you. But make sure that the stitching is really well. And if you can kind of compromise, you can always just have the cleaners or a tailor, stitch those things up, and utilize a tailor. Find a tailor. Find someone that you trust. And there are a lot of tailors out there who are looking for business, and you can keep them in business by finding solid pieces that need to be restored, and just taking care of your items. Like if a button is really loose, sew the button back on, because it'll just make your item look a little more polished. Haggling and discounts. Oftentimes the thrift stores will, you can ask for a discount, especially if it like has a little nick or it looks a little discolored, but generally they do have sales. They have sales all the time. So negotiating prices may not be it, unless the item is damaged, like a button might be missing, something like that. You may be getting like 15-20% off, but they're constantly having sales all the time. And really, patience pays off with a lot of different things, like regular visits, the time, and sometimes when you go in there, the smell is not the best, but just go in, and your expectations have to be very realistic. You go in, and if you're looking for a specific item, you might not find it that first time. You might not find it the second time you go, or the third time, but eventually you may find it. And you have to have the number of thrift stores that you visit, because each one, gains a little bit of different items. So just looking at different items and different places, because there might be a Goodwill, there might be a Value Village, there might be a Thrifty or whatever, or eco thrift. There might be lots of different names, but it's a thrift store. And then there might be some kind of antique, like malls or different things like that you can also find clothing. So you have to be really patient, and you have to go to regular visits to different ones, and that's a way you can find good pieces to thrift with. And so, one thing about, looking for the fall trends through the thrift stores is you're really taking a sustainability approach to this, because you're going eco-friendly shopping. You're looking at, you're kind of reduced the waste that's happening with a lot of this fast fashion. And you're utilizing that within your community, and you're supporting your community. So there's lots of ways, and I showcase my finds. Like, I'm gonna put some pictures in while we're talking of the things that I found at a thrift store. I've bought some stuff from eBay as well. eBay is great. Depop, a lot of these different places where you can find some really good fashion that has been around for a very long time, and pieces that'll add to your wardrobe, where you don't have to, keep spending money on stuff that doesn't last. There's some retailers that have they're really good at, picking items and making sure that their fashion is up to date, but not just about fashion, but the quality, and the type of fabrics that they use. That's really what I care about, because I like natural fibers. I do. I'm not saying I don't have any like pieces that are not natural fibers. I do. I have some pieces, but believe me, if I could find at a thrift store a piece that looks similar to my other piece, I'm definitely going to purchase it, because I would rather have a natural fiber in my closet. And how you store your things as well. So those are some of the some of the things that you can do at, when you're looking for stuff through the thrift stores. You can help yourself by shopping there first before you go to some of the other retailers, because you can always get something that is, sometimes it's unique, and it's still viable because it's been around for that long and it's still in good condition. It's just about you helping it along by taking care of it. But fall 2024, there's, you know, the big blazers, that wine, you know, burgundy color, that that very beautiful mossy green. There's the wide leg pants, skinny jeans. There's the slingbacks. There's so many different things. This big chunky sweaters that are things that you can, like I said, find at the thrift stores. That'll help out your budget, and it'll make you feel like your style is timeless, but you didn't pay a fortune for you to look good. So yeah, so hopefully this video will help you, and the appreciation for thrift stores, for those people who do it on a regular, you know, all the things. And just write in the comments below, like, if there's some things that I missed, because I do see the value of shopping your closet first, and then going out to thrift stores. And if you you know, you're not finding what you're looking for in the thrift stores, then you might go to the outside retailers and find that piece that helps out your fall 2024 wardrobe. Please comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.